Hello boys and girls, it's Aunty Mimmi here, and today I've got a fun story for you. It's called Dippy Duck Dresses Up. So sit back, get comfortable, and let's begin. One day Dippy Duck was having dinner when there was a knock on her duck door. Dippy saw a big red card appear through the letterbox. It landed on the doormat. Dippy stopped eating and picked it up. "Dear Dippy," said the card, "please come to a fancy dress party tonight." Dippy Duck was delighted. She loved dressing up. Dippy thought and thought about different ways of dressing up. She thought of dressing up as a donkey, but decided she didn't have enough legs. She thought of dressing up as a dragon, but decided her tail was too short. "I will go and look in my dressing up drawer," she decided. "There's bound to be something good in there." The first thing Dippy found was a pair of dark sunglasses. She put them on. Then she found an old hat and an old coat. She put them on too. She also found a feather duster. "This will do for a beard," she thought. When she looked in the mirror, Dippy was delighted with her disguise. "I look like a detective," she said to herself. "Now all I need is something to cover up my duck feet." So she dived back into the drawer to find some boots to wear. Soon it was time to leave for the party. Dippy was very excited as she set off down the path through the woods. She thought of all the delicious food there would be to eat. That made her hungry. Then she thought she heard a strange noise. She peered into the darkness of the wood, but there was nothing to be seen. "Now's my chance to be a real detective," decided Dippy. So she crept through the bushes to take a closer look. What she found made her rather frightened. Poking out from behind the big bush was a long, spiky tail. It was covered in spots, and when Dippy poked it, it wriggled from side to side. "This looks dangerous," thought Dippy. She tried to remember if any of the other animals in Letterland had such a funny tail, but she couldn't think of a single one. Dippy had to find out more about this strange beast, so she peeked around the bush. There, standing right in front of her, was a huge animal. It had a long, thin neck and a tiny head. All down its back were big diamond-shaped spines. There was no doubt about it. It was definitely a dinosaur. Dippy Duck felt dizzy. The dinosaur looked so frightening. Dippy wondered if dinosaurs ate ducks. "I hope they don't," she said to herself. Dippy Duck was about to run away when she realised that the dinosaur wasn't alone. Standing nearby was a donkey with funny legs that seemed to go in different directions, and a doctor with a rather large nose dressed in a smart white coat. Dippy Duck began to see more and more rather odd-looking people and animals. There was even a dragon who was trying to hide behind a tree. Then Dippy Duck saw a big table covered with lots and lots of food. Everyone was helping themselves, even the dinosaur. At last, Dippy realised where she was. This was the fancy dress party. It was being held in the woods. Dippy Duck was most relieved. Now, instead of being frightened, she began to wonder who everyone was behind their disguise. Just then, the spiky-tailed dinosaur came up to her and said, "We've all decided that we need your help." "Why me?" asked Dippy Duck. "Because you are a detective," said the dinosaur. "That means you can help us find out who everyone is." "Oh," laughed Dippy. "All right." Dippy Duck started to look at everyone more closely. She looked at the doctor's face, but she couldn't recognize him. Then she looked down at his feet. She was sure she had seen those feet somewhere before, and then she guessed. "You're the hairy hat man," she cried, and he was. Then she studied the donkey. What were those golden strands of hair poking out from the donkey's neck? It didn't take Dippy long to work out that the front end of the donkey was Golden Girl, and the back end was Naughty Nick. Soon she had guessed who nearly everyone was, even the terrible-looking dragon. She was really the Wicked Witch. There was only one left, the dinosaur. Who could it be? Dippy thought she knew, but just as she was about to speak, the hairy hat man appeared with all the fancy dress prizes. "Here we have a prize for the best disguise," said the hairy hat man. "I think it should go to the dinosaur because nobody can guess who he is." "Wait a minute," yelled Dippy Duck. "I think it's really Eddie Elephant." And sure enough it was. "But he should still get the prize," she added. "Oh, thank you," smiled Eddie. "And here's a prize for you for being such a good detective." "How wonderful," said Dippy, and she really was delighted. Next time there's a fancy dress party, she thought to herself, I shall dress up as a detective again. That was a fun book, wasn't it, boys and girls? Have you ever been to a fancy dress party? If so, who did you dress up as? Something fun like Dippy Duck? So, as always, boys and girls, I want you to look after one another. I want you to be kind to one another. And I want you to try to be happy every single day. Until next time, bye-bye.